channel. So today I'm trying to tap into the divine feminine energy and the divine masculine energy of the twin flamey situation. So let's see what's going on with that. This is gonna be interesting. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. We'll see what comes up. I'm involved in a twin flamey type thing as well. Energies have been changing for me. And with this moon, I wanted to really do something with it because I was just mesmerized by it yesterday. So, and it's going to be tonight, and I believe a little bit of tomorrow, but not so much. So anyway, on this side is the divine feminine. On this side is the divine masculine. The number 1 is the current relationship status. Number 2 is the feminine's feelings, current feelings. Number 3 is the masculine's current feelings. Number 4 is the desires and this is the desires and intentions of feminine and masculine. The 6 and 7 are what steps are needed to be taken, by feminine and masculine. 8 and 9 are the deeper life lessons and kind of final action steps for feminine and masculine. This is 10. This is a short-term outcome. This is a longer-term outcome. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes up, and I'm going to have fun and be as detached as I can from the reading as I possibly can be. If you would like a similar reading like this for your own situation, the information is in the description box below. I would love to have you, love to hear from you, and help provide a little bit more clarity on your specific situation. Yeah, I would love to serve you in that way. The energy token is also in the description box. That's what I like to call it. So the information is all right there. I just saw my twin flame card. We will see if it pops up and what position it pops up in. Oh, I feel nervous. Oh, jitters. So I've shuffled and mangled the cards beforehand. We'll be using the Romance Angels card deck. This spread, by the way, I saw it on Sarah Hall's channel, so giving credit to her. And I fell in love with it the first moment I saw it. I will also be using this deck when the Romance Angels are having trouble communicating with me. So this is the current energy. I shuffle raw. This is a raw recording. It's not live, so it's happening as it goes. Have patience with me. Have patience with yourself. Put this on in the background if you need to, or just enjoy the show. I hope the reception is okay. I've been getting some really bad connection issues, so I do pray and hope that the reception for this video is impeccable, because that would be just garbage. The divine feminine's current feelings, please. Where her mind is and where her heart is right now. The divine masculine's feelings, where his heart and mind are right now. The feminine's desires and intentions for her romantic relationship. Feminine's desires and intentions for this romantic relationship. Okay. The masculine's desires and intentions for this romantic relationship. The divine masculine's desires and intentions for this romantic relationship. Thank you. What are the steps the feminine needs to take? What she might need to work on to get to her ultimate desire? The above, right? I do jumping cards. This might take a while. Damn, flew out. The masculine desires and intentions. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, they wanna talk. I'll come back. The deeper life lessons, the final action steps of to bring out about the best of the relationship from the divine feminine's perspective. For the divine feminine. Final action steps about the best of the relationship. Damn. I just saw that. Damn. Ooh, I need to shake myself off. Alright, the masculines. Deeper life lessons. What they can do to add to the relationship. Wow. That's a lot of cards. And I just saw my twin flame card too. I'm putting those cards back. Asking for the masculines. Asking for the masculines. Deeper life lessons. Final action steps. Short-term outcome. The divine masculine and the feminine have been taking the steps. I don't trust it. Probably should have. What are the short-term outcomes? The divine masculine and feminine right now. What's the long-term outcome? Ooh. I wonder if that's it. Oh, romance angels, you lovely things, you. I just, man, I know you're excited. I just need, there's already a lot of cards on the table, honey. A lot of cards. And I'm nervous. I know. Oh. Whew. Romance angels, you slay me. Long-term outcome for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can get a reading for the next. That was 10 minutes worth of. This is the current relationship kind of energy and status. Make the effort. Keep an open mind and retreat. don't know how I'm supposed to. You're probably not gonna see all the cards, to be honest with you. So just bear with me. The feminine's current feelings, passion in reverse. The masculine's current feelings, forgiving and learning in reverse. The feminine's desires and intentions, codependency in reverse. The masculine's desires and intentions. You deserve love and chemistry in reverse. What steps the feminine needs to take to get to their ultimate desire. Magic stream in protection and the bone collector in protection. That's fair. Steps the masculine needs to take to get to his ultimate desires and intentions. Compass and mountain. What? Deeper life lessons and final action steps of the feminine. Unrequited love. Past life relationship. The deeper life lessons for the masculine. Free yourself. The short-term outcome. New love. Finances and career in reverse. The long-term outcome. Religious factors. My God. There's a lot going on here, obviously, but geez Louise, there's a lot going on here. So the thing with this spread is, for me, what I've noticed is it shows that it shows the duality of what's going on. So while this is the other person's side, sometimes I've found that, especially in twin flame readings, that because twin flames are mirrors, they mirror each other. So what's happening on this side, yes, is the divine feminine, and yes, this is the divine masculine side, but there's also just like this, they're mirroring each other. So so even though it's happening on this side or this side, it's also something that the other is feeling to some extent, or even more so. So currently, I mean, the current energy is keep an open mind and make the effort in reverse and retreating. So that's like, no. Nobody is, it feels like very no contacty. The funny thing is separation didn't pop up. Separation did not pop up. So I'm assuming this is definitely for twin flames who are not in union, and I'm not even sure where they're at about the union. And I think that's the reading, that they're both not sure about the reading. I have never gotten so many reversed romance angels cards, and I shuffled well and heartily. So yeah, the keep an open mind and make the effort and retreat are basically saying, you guys may not be talking, you may not be even really like communicating. So even if you are talking, you're not communicating well. It's just light, fluffy. Even flirt and playfulness didn't pop out. Damn. Um, yeah, it's just very not like kind of keep an open mind to me kind of feels like a giving up type way, but retreat is also kind of like going away together. So I feel like yeah, you're definitely like both retreating, but retreat I wanted to say kind of softens the make the effort and keeping an open mind. Because I mean, not only is it in the upright position, but I was recently bonding with retreat recently, and it just feels like she's like hiding, going away from whomever, but she's happy about it. She just needs a piece of quiet. She just needs herself. And this guy's like her guide, her older, her father, or like her protector, someone who's helping her go away. And they're like happily going away. So even though she's hiding, even deception didn't even pop out. Damn. Even though she's hiding and even though she's not running away though, she's just kind of like taking a breather. Um, and that's kind of what this is. It's taking a breather. Keep an open mind makes me feel it's a little bit more than a breather. Especially with all the other reverse cards, but we'll see what happens with that. I'm not trying to go too in depth because I have a very limited time, but yeah, there's definitely disconnection between the two in the relationship. Neither one is really trying to make the effort. If one is, it's like very low level kind of effort, which is still effort, but like maybe I think you're on each other's mind, keep an open mind, but in a way that it's like the hands up emoji. Like I just don't. I mean, like it. I wish I could show you what that emoji was, but yeah, it's just very like okay, like whatever, like IDK. I don't IDC. It's just very not giving up, but giving up light. Like if there was like a diet giving up, it's that. Like not a why bother. It's like giving up light. Like you're just like okay. And that's expressed in the for the divine feminine. She's not feeling any passion. I literally don't feel any passion from the passion card at all. I have never felt passion from this card. It actually really bothers me. And I feel like it's the perfect card to express what the divine feminine is feeling. The divine feminine is kind of mad at the connection. I mean, I'm mad that this angel is trying to seduce this woman and she's falling for it, but they can never be together. Like that sucks. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like why would you be so perfect but be so imaginary? Like why would that be? I feel like that's what the divine feminine is going on. Like in essence, she's just kind of like why? It's cool that I met this angel. How often do I get to experience this divine affection, but we can't have each other. So why? Like I love being in your hands. I love being held by you and you're clearly into it too and adoring me, but like you don't even exist. Like her eyes are closed and she's just kind of like in her own world. Is this real? Is this not? How long is this gonna last? You're a freaking angel. We can't be together. We're on different planes. On the masculine side, he's focusing on forgiving and learning, but also kind of not. Like I feel like there's a bit of like a power play. I'm feeling a power play, honestly, because he's kind of like hoarding this over this person over here, right? Like I'm seeing the ugly of this card. It's kind of like it's still premature. It's it's definitely kind of like if this is him, he's kind of like holding down the divine feminine um head being like no, and the angel's like dude, and he's just like no, 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 no. There is an air of him being like I mean, I kind of regret this, but I'm acting nonchalant, like I don't care. I'm acting like it's not bothering me that this is happening over here, but this is like, I think a part of him knows that he's doing this to the divine feminine, and kind of feels bad about it, but he's just still doing it. Like he's still in that energy of, no, stop begging me. No, go away. Just, or do beg me. Like, do beg me. I like that. But then he's also kind of like, not conflicted, but there's a bit of like a turn here. There's a bit of a turn. And it does feel like certain beings or whatever spiritual la 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 is happening to trying to reach him. So it's like it's on its way, but he's still in this like control, lording, denying, refusing type energy here. And his current. And then we go to the desires and intentions, kind of long-term desires for like romantic partnership, and their hopes in the terms of the relationship, ultimate desires, what they're looking for in their lives at this time. The feminine doesn't want to be codependent anymore. Either for him to be codependent on her, changing the way the relationship used to be. Like say if he only used if you were like friends and not so much lovers, or someone he proposed like friendship, you're kind of saying like, no, you're not gonna for me this is probably me coming through, like, it's no, you're not gonna take the benefits of me without my heart. Like my heart is involved here. I can't be involved here without my heart being taken care of. So it's also releasing that codependency on that end, but then also releasing the codependency on her just reliance on this connection, her like deep kind of desire for this relationship, and just letting that go. Like releasing that and being like, I don't look at her face. She's just kind of, she's like that bee. Like she's like, I don't want that. No, I deserve better. I don't want that. No, no. She's like finally leaned back and is like, no, I don't want that. It says addictions are affecting your romantic life, and they might be in terms of like actual, not actual, but like physical human types addictions. But I also, when I feel this is also psyche, being addicted to the fact that he's your like the feminine's twin flame, and angel, and being like, we must, but it's like she's kind of releasing that and being like, no, like if it is okay, fine, but like no, I think it's time to just lean the fuck back and just move, just not. I'm releasing that. Like I'm just I think I described what his energy would be like here. And in the masculine's desires and intentions, so I think the feminine wants to, like, if that's her desire and her intention, she is definitely trying to just kind of release her hold on the whole TF situation. Too, that's what I'm feeling here. Um, in the masculine here, I think it's funny that the chemistry card showed up, because last time that I did this spread for myself and my masculine, the chemistry card showed up as well. I think it showed up in either this position or that position, but to me, there's chemistry and the you deserve love, right? So I feel like the you deserve love is, there's something about the flowers, by the way, in codependency that reminds me of something else. They kind of remind me of the finances and career, yeah, the finances and career flowers, the make the effort flowers, and something else. I know they mean something. It's not coming to me yet. In any case, the chemistry reverse and the you deserve love in reverse. The you deserve love was in my spread pointing towards the feminine, and the chemistry card was where the mountain and compass are. So that's interesting. In any case, what I get from that is, in terms of desires and intentions, for me, chemistry speaks of feminine and masculine energies, where the it talks about like balancing the feminine and masculine energies. Let me talk about this card first. So I feel like the divine masculine isn't ready to balance the energies. He's not ready to step into his masculine, to be fully honest with you, because in this card, the masculine here is showing this woman, he's holding her, he's showing her, he's giving her like not a gift, but like he's in the doing and she's in the receptive energy and her feminine flow and her red, and she's just kind of like, oh, look at that, like look at what you're giving to me, look at you stepping into your power. And so she's in her feminine, he's in his masculine. The masculine either feels that he's either fighting his role as a masculine in this situation, or and maybe he's feeling that the feminine is the divine feminine is doing too much to destabilize the relation the balance of energy. So if the feminine is doing more masculine things, like being the one to reach out, being the one to text, being the one to da 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 da, like those are more masculine type energies, and he's feeling that energy unbalanced, and he can't step into a masculine energy role. He can, but if your masculine is stronger than his masculine and bulldozing over his, like my life, my masculine is very strong. She's a beast, and I love her, but I also recognize that in order for me to have a masculine, my feminine needs to be strong in that really in my romance. So if you've been doing that, the masculine's feeling it, and there's just a destabilization of feminine and masculine energies, and he's not stepping into his masculine. And a part of him also is kind of feeling insecure, feeling like he doesn't deserve whatever it is that you're giving him. So I feel like if you have been doing too much, kind of, I don't know, maybe even the past is coming up, like a part of him doesn't feel like he deserves you. A part of him feels like you deserve love because it is pointing towards you. Um, like you really do deserve what you want, which kind of reminds me of the forgiving and learning, where someone might ignore someone because they think they're doing it for their benefit, which I've been there. We've all we've been there in our own ways. But oh yeah, this is alive, so I can take my time. I just hope the reception isn't screwing me over. Anyway, excuse me. Yeah, he's feeling like she deserves love, and he's turning the other cheek and hoping someone else will give it to her. He's not ready to step into his masculine role. That's what I'm getting from this desires and intentions. Like I think there is no balance, and he would probably like balance, but he's just not ready for that balance of stepping into that masculine role. Um, I do love that the cards match up. You don't see what I'm seeing. I like the thing about these cards is certain cards didn't pop up. Separation did not pop up, which anywhere, which is interesting. Certain like unrequited love is throwing me for a loop. We'll see what happens when I get to the message, but when certain cards show up, especially in oracle readings, I always feel like some people say it's more of like a delay. Some people say it's more of like a like it's not ripe yet. Why am I saying this? For the chemistry card to be there and there's a lack of chemistry, I think the chemistry is more so like chemistry is about balance, chemistry is about mixing compounds. I'm talking like that's the chemistry that I'm thinking. Mixing compounds, and compounds mix in a certain way to provide balance, to make it into something new. And if there's no chemistry, that's because for me what I see, especially from the coloring, is like energies. The yin and yang are not matched for whatever reason. And for it to be in that position, it feels to me like he isn't ready or kind of doesn't want to step into that masculine role quite yet. I don't know. We'll see what the rest of the reading says. So, on the side of the feminine, when it comes to the sixth slot, this whole slot really, masculine and feminine, talks about what steps are needed to be taken, what might be needed to work on in order to get to the ultimate desire. So, it's really, really funny. If a masculine's current ultimate desire, or like desire and intention, is that, and that's the feminine's, that's really cute. Wow. Wow. Wow, look at that. Okay, if his desire is to not step into his masculine, right, to his desire is to not step into his masculine, and alternatively to seek balance, then and to him for you to love yourself first and for you to kind of have that love and he's feeling insecure or whatever, the the next steps for him to get that would be to align his compass. And the mountain is here. I was like, what the hell does that mean? The mountain is here to say, like, that's an obstacle. You can't not step into your masculine. You can't not achieve balance. There's a mountain here. There's something blocking that desire. So that's interesting. It's really interesting. And he needs to realign his compass. And realigning his compass is following true north. True north is highest good, highest purpose, highest whatever. So this insinuates that he's not acting in his highest purpose. He's not in his highest purpose. And his steps would be to reorient his compass and to really point it towards true north. I am getting that compass and arrow, something about that. I don't know, maybe the fact that maybe she's actually pointing to him, that he deserves love, whatever that means, and he needs to realign whatever he believes about himself. Yeah. The mountain does I'm talking about the masculine now. The mountain does talk about like something being in the way, and if you did decide to move forward, to take it slowly, take it very slowly, to follow a stream, which is hilarious because okay, firstly there's water here, right? The feminine has the magic stream here. The magic stream talks about being in the flow. The magic stream talks about knowing that everything is not. Oh, it talks about everything is connected. Everything is connected. So the fact that he has a mountain here and she has the magic stream is very interesting. In that this magic stream, who's to say that this magic stream isn't here? Like in terms of positioning, who's to say that this is at night, this is during the day? Who's to say that this magic stream doesn't flow into the river that the masculine has to take to work his way around this mountain, if not climbing it? I feel like reading the mountain card. I kind of don't want to, but I feel like I should or oughta. Yeah. The little blurb says you have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. This is the time to adapt. Sometimes you'll come across what appears to be an insurmountable obstacle, like a huge mountain that separates you from your success. You might think that climbing it or chiseling away at it is the answer, but why take such a treacherous, tedious approach? Be like the rivers, flow around mountains naturally. Be around the rivers that flow around mountains naturally. You'll move past this obstacle relatively quickly if you choose the easy way around. This is time to adapt to your circumstances. If you do decide to climb, remember to take one step at a time, opting for the next right action. And you can't do the next right action or know what's what without your compass, the direction of his higher power, the direction of his highest good, his highest purpose. But he's definitely feeling that there is an obstacle in his way of whatever it is, or that there is an actual obstacle in the steps that he needs to take, and it's finding a different path around it, finding an uncharted path, and not to kind of bash his head over did I say unknown? I think I did, right? Like unknown, go around and we'll do a different way. As I said that, I find the compass, and it says you're entering uncharted territories right now and can expect wonderful new experiences. That's hilarious. I just said that, like using an unknown strategy to conquer this mountain. What I love about the mountain card is the golden palace. I really like that. I like that it's in the upright. There's a video that I have called "What You Need to Know About Him," and in a lot of the readings, the golden palace shows up. And I like to think that that's the golden palace as well. And while the moonlight is focusing on the mountain, if he was to find a different path, he would find his golden palace. especially when it comes to like forgiving and learning. Wow. I was having some voice issues last week. I'm a speaker and I had to a speaking engagement. And so I had to take a break from all this because I'm speaking so much. Anyway, uncharted territories. So for him, I mean, this type of experience could be new. Okay, so for the feminines are feeling disconnected, to be honest, and I feel that from the lack of passion, the fact that she's like, yeah, okay, B, like, all right, bitch, whatever, like you do you, I'ma do me, but she's just kind of like squinting, you know. I think I was saying that earlier, like that eye squint. She's like, oh, okay, okay, all right, um a little bit of that's going on in her energy, in her intentions, just kind of being like, fine, she's I love that it's in reverse because she's kind of looking at like what he's doing, be like, all right, okay, um so yeah, the feminine to me just feels disconnected from this whole thing. I know that's about like what the intentions are, and the fact that these are in protection tells me I'm feeling that they want to be upright. So the feminine is feeling real disconnected from just the like world consciousness. She's she's also kind of reflecting too much on the past. She's looking too much at the past and making the past dictate what this bond is. Um, the past of the masculine, um, and how things used to be, and I like that because new love is here. But anyway, um, in reverse, yes, but we'll get to that. So she's focusing on the past, yes. And oh, hey buddy, and past life is here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Past life relationship is here and unrequited love is here. So if the masculine did not give the feminine what she wanted in terms of her putting her heart out to him and him saying, let's be friends. Did I say that somewhere about being friends? I think I said that earlier in the reading. Yeah, whatever, whatever that was, she felt that her token of love, her show of affection was unwanted. And that's definitely playing a role. Except I think it might play something of an even deeper role that she may have to give in to the unrequited love and begin again. Because my new love card is always a begin again, but why are you in reverse? But that's in the short term outcome. Yeah, I guess in the short term outcome, the feminine may still be ruminating over the past. She may still be looking at how things used to be as opposed to how things are, which is the unrequited love. So there's like that kind of story being told with the unrequited love, looking at the past, but then also accepting that that's what it was, regardless of whether it's a twin flame thing, regardless of whether it's an angel, regardless of whatever. Like your eyes are closed, it was is imaginary, regardless of what you're feeling and the in your heart. If the person wasn't reflecting that back, it does look like unrequited love. It was unrequited love, and they weren't ready, right? They're just not ready. Like that, like that readiness is just not ready. So I feel like it's accepting that the past was like accepting what is now is the way forward. And I'm not saying like negate what you're feeling, negate what the spirit is telling you. I get, like I said, I'm in the same situation, but I think there's something about accepting your partner for where they're at as a form to free yourself. Look at that. I had to get a pillow because my back hurts. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, this is nice. Okay. we were still talking about this aspect of things with the feminine, the magic stream. The bone collector basically is here to collect the bones, right? She's saying you're not alone. Let go of your past. Give me the bones of your past so I can make a mad freaking skull. You are protected. You are safe. You can give me the past. You can let it go. Don't worry. It's okay to let go of the past. It's okay to let go. It's okay to move away from your past. Everything is connected. Don't worry. It's just you gotta move away from what was in order to make room for what is. That's my message. I think she says something different, but that's what's coming through for me. Um, and that's a step that you need to take, and that again is so reflective with the codependency in reverse being like, okay, but there's definitely like it's twofold. It's not entirely pure letting go. It's kind of like, okay, and also with a tint of like, okay, this is what it is. But there's definitely a bit of like what, rage or saltiness, let me just say. And I'm gonna tell you, you're human, and that's okay. Like, you're gonna be salty. You're gonna have a little bit of rage. You thought that angel was real. You thought y'all could be together, and now you're upset. And I'm not saying you can't. This is just a read on like what's what is right now, like currently, or what it's been for you. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what's going on for you if you're still watching. Because I would have been like, this is not talking about union. I don't want it. But like, this is a very gentle reminder, a very gentle kind of like reflection of what's going on. And if you can face the truth, face the waters, face the unrequited love, then at least you have some peace to move forward. Holding on to what was, holding on to like this angel in your head is is awesome. No, it's not. It's kind of damaging because who knows? Maybe once you let him go, he can go and come back. There's I want to show you the reconciliation card because those two have known each like those two are the people. I like to think they're the people in reconciliation, except he has short hair and he's a man. So you never know what's gonna come back to you, and this new love is being blocked though. So let me. I think that's good. If you need a personal reading on that, if I need to come back to the magic stream, then I will. Let's do it. Why not? I'm consulting the book to see if there's any other nuggets I can give in this story. Yep, yep. Holding on to the past. So the magic stream in this position also talks about swimming against the current. There are times when effort and sheer willpower result in victory and celebration, but this isn't one of them. You can't force inspiration. You can't manufacture creativity. Lest you borrow, whatever. Neither can you make someone love you or orchestrate a series of events that might place you in a more favorable position. Now is the time to drop the trying and jump into the stream and just float. Immerse yourself in the experience of being fully present with whatever is true for the moment. You'll never step in the same river twice anyway. So, for me, this is reflective of what's been going on for me as a feminine, just letting go and being like, shit, this is where he's at. This is where he's at. Whether or not he hasn't said it, whether or not he has, like, yeah, he's sending mixed signals. But if this is where he's at, if he's not ready to step into his masculine, he's not freaking ready to step into his masculine, and I can't be. I've ascended, honey. I'm my feminine. I need to step into my feminine power and demand that my masculine step into his masculine. And I have to stop swimming against the current. I have to stop holding on to what was. I have to stop holding on to what was, holding on to that, latent codependency that's still kind of there. There is going to be rage. It's all a process, man. It's also like all energy. Um, I have to let that go. And it's the same thing as law of attraction, like law of allowing and all those things where you, law of attraction is great. It's just people forget that people don't realize that sometimes just because you're focusing on something with your conscious mind doesn't mean your unconscious subconscious mind isn't focusing on the something else. So when you're doing law of attraction and you're getting the opposite of what you want, So if you've been doing law of attraction on this situation, you've been getting the opposite of what you want, that's because latently in the background of what it is that you're actually wanting is the shit you're holding on to. And you have to go into that shit and let it go in order for the law of attraction to focus on what you actually want, because you have to make room for this. You have to make room out of the shit you're holding on to. So people who do law of attraction, like, no, I'm just gonna be positive, blah blah blah, and it's like, that's great, but law of attraction doesn't care if what you're focusing on is positive or negative. It follows your feelings. If your latent feelings are that of clench, if your latent feelings are that of this shit is gonna be more in your life. And sometimes you have to go through the shitstorm. Sometimes you have to go through the rough patch of realizing that, oh, that bitch didn't actually love me. That bitch was sorry. That dude, or that, the masculine wasn't ready for me. The masculine isn't ready for me. That's just what it is. What am I gonna do till then? Like, what was in the past? If whatever he said, he's not ready. I need to release. I need to allow. I need to let go and allow him to reorient himself, because there's nothing more attractive, to me at least, than a masculine who is stepping into their power, than a masculine who's like trying to give me stuff and show me stuff and hold me and all that, this nice affectiony type stuff that's real, as opposed to that he hasn't really even stepped into. I personally want my masculine to step into his masculine, because I'm stepping into my feminine and I want him to match me. I don't want him to come to me premature. Um, Take that as you will. But when it comes to things like that, sometimes you do have to go and like Till Swan talks about looking at the hell that you're in, so that you can actually change it. I talk about bringing the light of who you are into the darkness of who you are, into the stuff that you're avoiding. That, oh, maybe it is unrequited love, maybe it is a little bit un 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 imaginary, unfair. Like, really allowing those feelings to breathe, so you can bring in the new. It's it's a reverse. It's like that thing where people give up. They don't really give up. They just they're so close to what they wanted that all they needed to do was release that hover energy, to release that clenching energy. So they give up, and then the next day, what they wanted comes. The next moment, what they wanted comes to them, because all they needed was that release, the release of control, the release on what they were holding on to for the new thing to come in. Anyway, that's my spiel on that. The masculine on this side, he wants to free himself. He wants to free himself. Wait, what is this spot again? Oh, we already talked about the mountain, right? Yeah. The masculine, on his end, he's looking into the final, like, his action steps and deeper life lessons, what they can do and what they can add to the relationship, and what continues from their previous step is to free themselves. And I feel like he's in a cage of his own mind. He's in a cage of his own mind. He's a wounded animal. He's been through some shit, and he's just kind of contemplating life. Look at this little poor thing. He's just contemplating life. Long ass horn tied to a golden ass tree in a field of flowers. Who knows if he's allergic to flowers? He saw his divine feminine pick up them flowers and is just looking at him like, really? I'm letting you go, and he's like, but wait. The flowers. I swear these flowers remind me of something. They remind me of Make the Effort. I feel like the feminine has remember when I was talking about the feminine kind of leaning back and saying like, oh, okay, like releasing the codependency of being so addicted to this bond, this connection, and having it run her life, as opposed to her stepping into her power and controlling it. Like, this to me is the feminine leaning back and slowly stepping into her power. And if she was making the effort before, she's not anymore. Like, she's put them flowers down and she's like, I release you. Like, you need to free yourself. You need to make your effort to do what you need to do for yourself, because I've done what I need to do for myself. And as she does it for herself, he does it for her, sure. But he definitely has to go through that in the human. And there's a message on my channel, if I haven't unlisted it, because I do that. It talks about the feminine or the masculine. I'm assuming in this situation, I mean, look, you could be the masculine. I mean, being afraid of the balance, you really could be. You really could be the masculine. Being afraid of the balance, being afraid of actually stepping into your power, stepping into your role is a very feminine thing as well. Is a very feminine thing as well. Thinking that he deserves love and believing that there is an obstacle in your way. If you are someone who resonates with the divine masculine's journey, like you do believe that there's an obstacle in your way and you want to conquer it, right? You want to conquer it, and it's in the magic stream, and this is the connection thing. So everything I've said for the feminine can mostly also apply to the masculine, and everything I've said for the masculine can mostly apply for the feminine also, because the feminine could be hoarding things over the masculine's head. Oh, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, just like in the forgiving and learning. The feminine could be refusing to step into her feminine energy. The feminine could be refusing to step into her feminine energy and leaning back and allowing the masculine to do what the masculine needs to do, which is do. The feminine is a receptive energy. The masculine is a doer energy, right? And the masculine could be in his feminine, just watching the feminine do for him. And he's like, well, I guess I'm going to be the feminine then because you've assumed the role of the masculine. And that's imbalance because he needs to assume the role of the masculine. She needs to assume the role of the feminine. And so her compass needs to be aligned, and he needs to know that he everything is connected, and he might be swimming upstream trying to do something, trying to fight against what is, and he needs to let go of his past stuff. He needs to let go of the past of this relationship, of the past of his old relationships, and how maybe this could be what the karmic situations or whatever. I don't know. Letting go of the past ex situation. Yeah, knowing that maybe what he feels is unrequited love, knowing that what he needs to let go of is that there's just not, he's holding on to someone who's just not for him anymore. He's holding on to someone who's just not for him anymore. That could also be a masculine's message. But I realize that there are feminines here, but I just wanted to point out to the feminines and that you might be assuming the masculine energy and you need to lean the fuck back so he can assume his masculine. So I'm swearing. So that he can assume the masculine energy so you can be the feminine. Because you can't have both masculines in it. So free yourself. I was talking about this little guy. I mean, this little guy is wounded. This little guy is chained. And I am feeling that this chain, that he's getting a little bit stronger. He's sad. He's kind of feeling sorry for himself. But the chain feels weaker to me. There was a time the chain felt really strong and this little guy couldn't move. He is still wounded, so it might take him a wee bit of time. But this energy over here, the masculine, is wanting to free itself. The deeper life lessons is to free itself from this circle, this situation, this mindfuckery, this hell, this inner hell. And this could go for both feminines and masculines. Like, release yourself, free yourself. It's time to take control of your life. There's a whole field of flowers over here, and if you're allergic, go to another field of flowers. But there's a whole field of flowers. You don't have to just stay in this little, not self-made, but this little mind barrier that you've put yourself in. You probably came here to rest and just hang out, and then you got stuck, got wounded. Step out, free yourself, get free. Okay, outcomes. So we have in the outcomes, the short-term outcome, new love and protection in reverse. New person has stirred your romantic feelings. I'm not feeling that. Finances and career. Finances are a factor in your life right now. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this is for both energies, right? This is for both. It feels like there's some avoidancy on the masculine's part, and on the feminine's part, there's an avoidancy to see this relationship anew. To give it a decent chance, to release what was, and to begin again, to reacquaint. I have low battery. To reacquaint, to yeah, to reacquaint, to begin again. Like there's a reluctancy to do that in the short term, and here there's some avoidancy in the short term. So currently, the current energies right now, like in the short term, within kind of this outcome as a result of all of this stuff, is just resistance, resistance and avoidance, on the masculine and feminine side, whatever that means, which it kind of makes sense in the keep an open mind and make the effort. Like if there is effort that needs to be made, there's resistance and avoidance to making that effort on whomever's side, because this is for both of you. I do feel like this is aligned here, which my messages and my cards always kind of do that. It's really interesting, but also just kind of refusing any refusing any possible, like, refusing that there are other paths, refusing that there are other ways to get to this, refusing to see that there could be another way. So as far as an outcome, there's just a lot of, like, if y'all don't want to make the effort and y'all don't want to really keep an open mind in terms of like the balancing of things, because there is a man leaning forward in the keep an open mind, and there's the angel who's kind of just floating around being like la 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 la. And these ladies are leaning in, like no one is really engaged here. No one's really engaged, and when it's kind of reversed. So yeah, I just feel like just really disconnected. Avoidance is the outcome of this. As the things currently are in these energies, the outcome will be disengaged. I think it's because of the balancing, to be honest. I think it's because of the balancing of the energies. It's just gonna be really avoidant, picking flowers here, and this is the flower bed, and that relation to that flower, and then making the effort. It tells me a story, which it's just very similar. It's about, yeah, I think I talked about making the effort. That stood out to me. How she doesn't really want to. They kind of both trying to figure out who the feminine is and what the masculine is about. And then here there's the freeing yourself from what was and what is, and allowing something new and stepping into your power, but then avoiding stepping into your power and playing small. Playing small. Yeah, playing small. Longer term outcome here is the religious factors. Man, this card, god dang it. This card is very much like my spiritual journey card, and it's a good ending to this in terms of like it makes sense. It's still a spiritual journey. This love, whatever this divine love is, it's still a spiritual journey, and it's still growing. So there's still going to be up there's still going to be changes in energy, there's still going to be updates, there's still going to be movement, because this is still happening here. There's still some things to be sorted, obviously. Obviously. So, I think this is an invitation for me to do this again, just to see what energies change when I get the move to, when I feel the call to see what's shifted, and just to see what the storyline is for right now. So this has been the long-term outcome is that things are still evolving. Trust the divine path, and do what you need to do for you. Free yourself. Let go of what you need to let go. Allow what you need to allow. Flow with the stream, right? Don't go against the current. Don't try to climb, like don't try to like if there's obstacles in the way, there's obstacles in the way. You know, there's obstacles in the way. Okay. Focus on you. Focus on, I don't like saying that. Focus on what you need to. Like, free yourself. Free yourself from whatever it is and allow good things to come to you. In this journey, it's about, lately the word balance has been in my head. Like, balance is important. So find balance in your world sans this relationship, and it'll give this relationship more balance. Today, for instance, I'm gonna be doing some painting. I'm feeling so a little bit lost lately, and yeah, so I'm gonna be doing some painting. So stay tuned. I might do another one of these. This is scary, and I think the fear was here. It was a very good precursor to what this message was and how you would take it. I'd like to think that if you reach this point, you're understanding it a little bit more. There's still more to be done in this realm of things. And it is a spiritual journey, and hope is not lost if you do have hope. I think the key for the feminist is to release, let go, in order to allow. For the masculine is to step into his power and allow and release the like forgive what needs to be forgiven, to love more on himself, and to really step into himself, to step into who he is in this relationship and just in his life, and really embrace all of who he is, his feminine and his masculine. Yeah, because this is reminds me of the feminine, the red. Those are just my little key things. I think he needs to embrace his energies and not demonize or vilify either one, personally, to reorient his compass. All right, y'all, I appreciate you watching. Leave me a comment. If you like the video, please like it. If you would like to subscribe, please do. I think if people really enjoyed this, I would like to do this again, just to check up on the energies and see the shifts and where the different cards are. If this resonated with you or it didn't, I would love to hear from you in the comments, hear your thoughts. Let's just open up a dialogue about this and what your potential interpretations were, or any recommendations you'd like. But I'd love to have you subscribe and be a part of the Lumiere family. My battery is at 2%, and so I must bid you adieu. Keep your light on, divine masculines and divine feminines. Good luck.